Hello from the snowy Twin Cities. I can't believe it, but here we are, snowing on April 15th. Obviously, we choose to live here, but yeah. Tonight, Minnesota Wild return home for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup playoffs against the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg just getting into town here this morning after their flight, obviously turned around from Duluth after the incredible snowstorm that was in the Twin Cities and pretty much all of Minnesota here. For tonight, this is do or die for Minnesota, let's be honest. The Wild need to win. They're down 0-2, and the odds are already against them. They're down, I think it's 88%. Teams win when they go up 0-2. The Wild have a little bit of history with the 2014 series against the Avalanche coming back from that, but not a good place to be in for the Minnesota Wild, especially considering the powerhouse that is the Winnipeg Jets and how good they are at home, which we saw in the first two games. For Minnesota tonight, it's pretty simple. You have to get going offensively. Your big drivers on offense, Jason Zucker, Mikael Granlund, and Eric Stahl, they have a combined 1 point heading into tonight in two games. That's not good. The Wild were very reliant on these three all year for offense, and they're going to be on a line together tonight. As we saw in practice yesterday, they got put together, and they need to be huge drivers of offense for the Minnesota Wild, and they'll probably get some favorable matchups as they get the last change. But it starts with them. And as much emphasis as I put on the bottom lines heading into the series, we're now worried about the top lines because I think Minnesota's best line in two games was their fourth line of Foligno, Winnick, and Eric Sadek, which you don't really want to say, but here we are. So that's really what it's got to be for Minnesota here. Stahl, Zucker, and Granlund. These are the three who are going to either win it or lose it, essentially. And, it comes back to Devan Dubnyk as well. He's been stellar in two games, and the Wild have had two stinker games offensively to not back up their goaltender. And, he's got a .916 save percentage in two games, but that probably looks a little bit better if, those last two goals don't go in on Friday night. And he's kind of sunk there after the second goal was allowed. So you give it to him for keeping the Wild in these two games, but it's got to go right for Minnesota tonight. It's as simple as that. They have to win, and if they don't, then they're done. If not Tuesday in Game 4, then definitely when they go back to Winnipeg on Friday. So that's really the keys to the game here, and I don't buy into anything of the Jets maybe being off their game because they traveled in today. They're going to be good tonight. Let's be honest. An hour flight from Winnipeg to the Twin Cities isn't going to make the difference. So let's be honest. So that's really all I got for tonight. Today, the 25th anniversary of the Minnesota North Stars playing their final game and leaving for Dallas. And as Al Shaver uttered those famous words, pack them on up and head to Dallas. That's obviously a very sad moment, so that's why I'm donning the North Stars gear here for today's game. So that will do it for the game preview. You can catch a new episode of the Giles and the Goalie podcast tomorrow morning, episode 148. We will record post-game, so we will have fresh Game 3 thoughts and overall series thoughts for you. So do look for that. Have a little bit of post-game recap for you here as well. So check back. We will talk to you later.